something big is coming. The way things are going in the economy, just things keep getting crazier and crazier and worse. The prices are getting worse. How can people not see that some sort of economic crash is coming? Something is going to happen. Every time this happens, everything's just getting worse and worse and worse. It reaches a point where it can't get any worse. Something has to change. Something has to happen. Like a crash has to happen. And I can feel, for like the past few years, I've been feeling like this sort of like tension, like this unease, like something is coming. Something's going to happen. Something's going to shift. There's some sort of global shift that's going to happen on the earth. I can just feel that things can't keep going on like this. We can't keep going on like this. The way people are living in America, we can't keep living like this because it's not working. The system is breaking and it's going to collapse very, very soon. So be prepared.
I don't know about an unease because I know that these times are for Yasharaw's deliverance. Although I have been feeling this way that there would be a collapse, that this system would implode my whole life, really. That's one thing I've been blessed to understand. Also, I study economics and history, real history, market cycles. In the collapse especially, I could say I'm skilled in that area a little bit. I ain't no master. I'm an expert researcher. I can say that. So I understand what happens right before a collapse takes place. I understand those things, and that's why I'm spewing this information out regularly so people know. And I'm pretty sure people are aware. We don't know when. We've been anticipated one, but we know that this one will be, y'all should know this by now if you've been watching the channel, the biggest one and worst one. So they're kicking the can as always, but the market's been collapsing. The economy been collapsed multiple times since the pandemic. They've just been inflating the markets and the economy with their money, turning on the printing press to make it look like things are still all right, make it look like the economy's thriving, the housing market is thriving, you know. But in reality, stock market has crashed multiple times. The job market has crashed. It's not getting no better, and everything else is crashing. I can't even say slowly no more. It's happening fast.
This is demonic. This is not some of this stuff that we're seeing, thinking that it's just technology. It's deeper than technology. In the book of Genesis, the sons of God came and slept with the daughters of men, and they produced hybrids and tried to corrupt the whole world. Only Noah was found righteous, and God saved Noah. In this time, the devil is on the same agenda. They want to corrupt all of humanity. But this time, there's not sons of God coming to sleep with daughters of men. It's science and technology, or packaged. Sons of God are now packaged like science and technology. The Nephilims of today look like you and I. You understand what I'm saying? They don't look like 30-foot giants. So now they still want to corrupt all of humanity.
Yeah, through transhumanism. That's why they look like you and I, because they're human beings turning themselves into the modern day version of the Nephilim. They're merging with technology to be the new hybrids. AI is summoning demons, therefore there will be human-demon hybrids.
You may be wondering when the financial collapse that everyone has been talking about is going to happen. And the answer is, it already is. I know the way that we talk about these things implies that a financial collapse is one big explosive event, that you wake up one morning and you read in the newspaper and you say, all right, everything's broken now. And that's the point when we all walk outside and talk to our neighbors at the big community meeting that everyone just knows is going to be there. And we say, all right, what are we going to do now? Well, either that or you think it's going to be some sort of purge situation. But the fact of the matter is, the collapse that we are talking about isn't one big event. It is a period of time that we are currently living through the beginning stages of.
It all happens strategically, in order, slowly. It's like dominoes falling in slow motion, one at a time. You know, when dominoes fall, they happen quickly. But if it's slow-mo, let's say one domino falls each week until they all have completely fallen. That's how we can look at the times we're living in right now, if y'all get me.
It is a wave that moves up through the socioeconomic classes until sooner or later, everyone is affected by it. But the fact of the matter is, there are people getting hit with it right the fuck now. At this exact moment, someone is facing eviction from their home for all the same reasons that the rest of us are about to be threatened with it. Rising fuel and energy costs tied largely back to the Strait of Hormuz being closed. Wealth inequality driving up inflation for the grand majority of human beings. Public funds that should be going to making our infrastructure better and more accessible to all of us, instead going into data centers that are poisoning our water and will fall apart in a few fucking years. Not to mention all the issues that have been lurking in the background this entire time, like the time bomb that is the student loan crisis that we haven't talked about in years, as well as climate change, which is destroying communities as well as entire landscapes at a rate we've never seen in human history. When all of those impacts hit together, as they are currently doing, all of our lives are going to become immeasurably harder. But like I said, there are many people right now who, because of all those same things, are facing the worst outcomes that you are imagining you might end up having to go through. So you see, the question isn't, when is it going to happen? The question you are actually asking yourself is, when is this really going to affect me? But the fact of the matter is, if that's the point when you start to care, you are dooming yourself.
And you're late.
You are dooming yourself, your friends,
Family.
your family, anyone and everyone who's going to be responsible for making sure that you survive what is to come. Whatever you imagine a collapse to be, whatever you think that you would do in that situation, that is what you need to be doing right the fuck now. Because the options are doing it now or wishing you had done it now when you're suffering later.
Right, and that's why I put these videos out. People be like, it's fear-mongering. Oh, they've been saying this throughout history. I said this before. Have you not seen how the world has changed? Even in the last 4 or 5 years, the last year. You talking about history. They've been warning this. Exactly. They've been warning it and it's been happening. You're blind. You have a strong delusion. You live in La La Land. People still think the world's going to go back to how it used to be. That's not going to happen. Sorry. I say this. It's like an unaliver, right? Murderer is going door to door, street by street, taking people out one house at a time. You just saw them on one block over. You seen them hit your block, but they're all the way down the street. So you don't care, right? The people don't care because it's not them. They don't care until it is them. Okay? They see them going to one house at a time, like I said, until they get to the neighbor's house. They still don't care because it's not them. But then when that murder is knocking right at their door, or devastation, collapse, destruction is knocking at their door, then they care. That's when they try to do something. It's already too late. It's crazy to me how people can't see that the collapse is here right now. It's mind-boggling. But this is, this is where it says there will be a strong delusion that people will believe a lie. They really believe a lie. The lie they believe is it's going back to normal. We could keep going. The collapse is here right now. Get prepared for when it gets worse. That's all.